it's Karen here from the Stitch Sessions, and today we're going to work on a stitch tutorial. So I came across this one in my Stitch Crochet 500 Best Crochet Stitches book. So it's kind of like a Bible of crochet stitches. And I came across this one that is called the Boxed Block Stitch. And it can be a mouthful if you say that pretty quickly. But it looked really interesting because it creates this airiness, but yet it has some sustenance to it. Like it's got like these chain spaces, basically you create them with chains, that are your boxes. And then you've got your blocks, which are created with 5 double crochet stitches. And I thought it looked kind of neat because it is this kind of combination between airy and chunky at the same time. It is super easy to work up. If you know how to do double crochets and chain stitches, you will absolutely be able to do this stitch. And it's pretty much the same on the back as it is on the front. It's just that you can tell the backs of the stitches. And I chose this darker color just because I felt it was much more dramatic and you could really see the full effect between the boxes and the blocks. So, and I think as you work on this stitch, you may get some inspiration on what you could use for this stitch. I mean, you could do all kinds of things. I'm thinking like shawls, blankets, scarves. Yeah, so let's dive into it. Let's get to working on it and maybe some more inspiration will come to you. So let's dive into the boxed and block stitch. Okay, so for today's tutorial, I'm going to be using a little bit more of a dramatic color. So hopefully it'll show up nicely on camera. This is a Lion Brand's respun yarn. It's 100% recycled. This, I've used it in many other videos, and I always say how much this yarn has surprised me because it doesn't feel all that great in the store, but I don't remember what possessed me to buy this yarn. I think I was working on some mitten projects. And funny enough, it ended up being quite lovely to work with. And the finished item for mittens, this is perfect for. So this is the yarn I'm going to be using for today's tutorial. In case you're wondering, the color is called Alpine. And there does come quite a bit in these skeins. So this has 284 grams or 662 meters of yarn. It is considered a medium 4, but I always say it leans more towards a number 3. It's kind of like on the low end or the light end of the medium 4. Anyhow, that's the yarn we're using for today's stitch tutorial. And of course, anytime that you are working on a project, make sure that you have a handy pair of scissors and a yarn needle to weave in your ends. And remember that a yarn needle is different than a thread needle. It has a much larger eye. And of course, you're going to need your crochet hook. And for today's tutorial, I'm just going to be using a 5mm hook, which is also known as an H or a size 8. So let's get into it. Okay, so the boxed block stitch is worked in multiples of 5 plus 2. And then they have us adding an additional 2, but I always like to start with a baseline row of single crochets. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to place a slip knot on our hook. And we're going to work in multiples of 5. So you would do 5, 10, 15, 20, however many that you want to do. And then you're going to add 2 more at the end. Okay, so I'm going to do 15. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Actually, I'm going to do 20 just so you get a nice kind of look at this. So 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. So once you have your multiples of 5, you're going to add 2 more. So we have 1 and 2. And then we're going to add 1 more for a turning chain. So your multiple for this stitch would be multiples of 5 plus 2. And then you're going to add 1 more at the end. So I'm going to add 1 more here. And so for row number 1, this is just what I call the establishing row. It is not part of the stitch, but I always feel like it gives a nice, beautiful edge finish. So we're just going to do single crochets. You're going to find the second chain from the hook. So remember, you never count that loop that's on the hook. You're going to count 1 and 2. And into that chain, you're going to single crochet. And for this row, sometimes I call this row 0 if it's not really part of the stitch. So row 0, it's just 1 single crochet into each and every single stitch, all the way to the end of your chain. Okay, so I have finished my establishing row, so I have something that looks like that. I now have 22 stitches that I'm going to be working with, okay? So we have the 4 multiples of 5, so that's 20, and then we have 1 stitch on each end to flank the stitch. Okay, so let's begin row number 1. So we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, and 3. This will count as a double crochet, and then we're going to turn our work. Okay, so into the next stitch right here, we are going to place a double crochet stitch. So we're going to insert our hook, pull through 2, and then pull through 2. So technically we have 2 double crochets at the end here. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to chain 3. So we have 1, 2, and 3. After that, what you want to do is you want to skip the next 3 stitches. So we have 1, 2, 3, and into the 4th stitch, you will place a double crochet. So we have something that looks like that. So that is a little box shape, right? So what you're going to do in the next stitch is you are going to begin the sequence all over again. So into the next stitch, we are going to place another double crochet, and we're going to begin this sequence all over again. So basically we have 2 double crochets, chain 3, skip 3. 2 double crochets, and you guessed it, chain 3, 2, and 3. We're going to skip 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3, and into that 4th and 5th, we will do a double crochet. So that is where our multiples of 5 come in. It takes 5 stitches to create this look. Okay, just like that. So now you can see those are our boxes. Okay, so that's what we want to create here for row number 1. And I skip 3 again, 1, 2, 3, and into the next one, double crochet, and then double crochet into the next one. And you should have, when you get to the end, you should have 5 stitches left. So we will chain 3, 1, 2, 3. You will skip 3, 1, 2, 3, and into the last or the second last stitch, you will place a double crochet, and into the last stitch, you will place another double crochet. So this one might be tricky to see because that's where we turned our chain 1 there at the very, very end. So try your best to find that. And then we have a double crochet, just like that. Okay, so now you can see row 1, it's always 2 double crochets, chain 3, skip 3. 2 double crochets, chain 3, skip 3. And that's what gives us those box shapes for the first row. So now let's go on to row number 2, which is where we're going to see our blocks coming through. So row number 1, we created the boxes, and now we're going to place the blocks in there. So you will begin again by chaining 3, 1, 2, and 3. Turn your work. All right. And then what we're going to do is we are going to work into the space here. And we are going to place now 5 double crochets into our chain space. So you're just going to yarn over, insert into the space. You have 1 double crochet. Repeat that. You have 2 double crochets. Then we have 3. And we have 4. And then we have 5. So 5 double crochets all into our box. So that's our box, and this is our block. So that now creates the block over the box, or the boxed blocks. It's a tongue twister. So the stitch is called the boxed block stitch. So the blocks are being boxed in, okay? And so then what you do next is you just simply go in through every space and you place 5 stitches. So we're just going to skip over these 2 here, and we'll go into the next space and do the same thing. And this is basically what you're going to do for row number 2. And that is basically the whole pattern. And then we'll go back and repeat row number 1 and 2, 1 and 2 for as long as you would like to create your fabric. Okay, so I'm going to keep going. I'm going to finish row number 2, and then I'm going to come back and show you how to begin your repeat. Okay, so I'm just working into my last box here. I've got 4, I need 5. And then we've got 2 stitches left. We've got the double crochet and then that chain 3 from the previous row. All we're going to do is we're going to skip over this double crochet and we're going to work a double crochet into the top of that chain 3. Okay, so just double crochet. And that is how we end row number 2. So now you can see that our double crochets are separated by their respective boxes. Now I'm going to take you on to row number 3, which is going to be a repeat of row number 1. Okay, so you're always going to start with a chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and that'll always count as a double crochet stitch. Now, do you see what I mean about row 0 where it's all single crochets? It just gives the base of your work some nice sustenance. I mean, even if you wanted to do like double crochets, depending on the project that you're working on, I always think that doing that just gives a nice little bit of solidity there. Okay, so back to row number 3. So the next stitch, you're going to place a double crochet. So in this row, you always have 2 double crochets. Remember, the chain 3 counts as 1. Then you'll chain 3, 1, 2, and 3. You will skip 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3, and then into the 4th, you will place a double crochet, and then into the 5th, you will also place a double crochet. And then you're going to repeat that, chain 3, 1, 2, and 3, skip 3, and then repeat the 2 double crochets. Okay, just like that. And that is basically it, right? So if you know how to do a double crochet and some chain stitches, you can totally do this stitch. Now what I'm going to do, of course, I'm going to work up several more rows because I want to give you guys the full kind of effect of how this fabric would work up. So I'm just going to do a bunch more rows and then I'll be right back to show you the final result. Okay guys, so here is what it looks like worked up, a few more rows. So I've done a total of 8 rows, not including our establishing row, but you know, I've done the boxes and blocks, box, block, box, block. And so now you can see the full effect. It is quite an airy stitch. You know, I was also thinking if you maybe wanted to use a bulky yarn, this might look really kind of cool because I think it would just look chunkier, even though it's kind of an airy stitch. I think the chunkiness of it would make for a really nice like winter scarf and a chunky yarn, or even like a blanket, like on the couch or something like that for watching movies. It's not too closed in, but it just offers a little bit of airiness as well. I don't know. What do you guys think? What would you make with this stitch? And would you use a bulky yarn? I'm thinking that a bulky yarn would look really, really cool with this stitch. Or I would even go the other way and I would go maybe even to a super fine weight yarn and create something really airy, like a shawl or something like that, but very lightweight. Maybe you might even want to go to something like a crochet thread. So I think there's a lot of potential with this stitch. And I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. And I know that all of our friends would too. We're always looking for inspiration. So definitely share your thoughts in the comment box down below. And if you have any further questions, you can also leave that in the comment box down below. I think it's pretty straightforward. Like I said, as long as you know your double crochets and chains, I think you're going to be okay. But anytime you have a question, just pop it down there for me. Also, I know some of you like to email me directly, so feel free to do that. You can pop me an email at info@crochetcrafty.com and make sure to send me an attached photo of your work so that I can have a closer look. as to what's going on there. And I invite you to check out the website, crochetcrafty.com. There's a lot of great resource tools there for you. There's sizing charts for if you're working on garments or hats or things like that. There's like a planning checklist template that's absolutely free. I do have free written patterns on there as well, along with a link to my Etsy shop. So you can check out some of the patterns there too. So make sure you do that. And then come say hi to me. I'm on Facebook and Instagram at The Stitch Sessions. So anytime you work up a project, I love it when you tag me in your work. And most especially if you create something using this stitch, definitely tag me because I would love to see what you create with it. I haven't seen many people use this stitch, so I think it would be really, really cool if you did that. All right, guys, that is it for me today. I hope you have an amazing day. Happy crocheting. Remember to take very good care of yourselves, and I will see you guys in next week's session. Bye-bye.